Welcome back. We have a fun one today. We are testing lithium batteries and in specific lithium trolling motor batteries. So this test was actually filmed and all the data was recorded probably 6 years ago when I had the yellow XB21 300R combination. At that time, 6 years ago again, lithium batteries were just coming out, really coming out more economically so more people could put them in their boats. The price was falling, and so we were all kind of enabled to go out and get this technology. And so at that time, there was still a lot of discussion. Was it worth it? Was it not? Is it a good bang for your buck? Is it not? And so that's what we do at Fastbass Marine TV is we test that kind of stuff and put real data behind it. And so I remember and I recall that I was just really excited about doing these tests and kind of lined up a couple different props, those kind of things to do these tests. And so I think we all knew what the results would be, but still excited to put real numbers and real data behind it. In this boat, I'm running the Amped Outdoors battery. Really like these guys. They're probably 20 miles away from me. They support our local fishing community, just really good people. And so as a result, I support them. I buy their products. I put my money where, local people are supporting my community. So great battery, good people. And so Amped Outdoors gets my vote. Again, not sponsored, nothing like that. Great guys, great battery. So when you compare these from a performance perspective, you really have to look at it in what I would say is two main areas. One, you have the on the water performance. And so for me, that is, you can look at the stats on paper and say AGMs might actually have the amp hour edge. However, on the water, it's basically negligible in this configuration. Then the other thing is you have to look at the weight. I mean, the sheer weight difference alone in this is staggering. I mean, 107 pounds difference between this. And so when you look at that, that is, that's 20 gallons of gas. And so when I look at this now, I can start to add, I can add more gear back in my boat. I can run more fuel in the boat. I think from a high performance guy perspective, we all look at it and we'll often start to pull stuff out. And so this has allowed me to put more gear back in my boat. I can look at my co-angler now and say, you can bring all the gear you want in the boat. We don't have to worry about what prop we're gonna run. And so from that overall performance perspective, we'll see some video and we'll dig into that data side that I like. But that's what you get out of this is that weight savings is quite significant, and it allows and enables so many different things. And so that's why I love this test. We'll see it in a moment here when we start to look at the data. This first test you're going to see is the 30 Pro Max, and this was me, in Fastbass Marine TV, I was always trying different things, still am. And so this was an early comparison. Comparison style video that I was doing. And so what you're going to see is a 30 Pro Max versus a 32 Pro Max. So top of the screen, 30 Pro Max, bottom of the screen, 32 Pro Max. And we're just going to take a look at how these props accelerated up to a given speed and what was the time difference to get to that speed and what was the, how many fewer feet did we do it with a lighter battery set in the boat. And so I did that for a number of different reasons. One is for myself, I just wanted to see what is a prop that I would technically call underpitched or small for the motor combination. What do the results look like when you're running something small? For me back in that time frame, the 30 pitch was something that I ran when I had kids in the boat, my family was in the boat, those kind of things. Maybe I was loaded down, those kind of things. I ran that prop just because the motor, the 300 just made quick work of it. 300, 175 gear case makes really quick work of a 30 Pro Max. And so I'd run that one. It would typically top out around 95. So it was very reliable on the limiter, 95 day in and day out. And so wanted to see what it looked like with that prop, and then wanted to see what it looked like with something a little taller. And so even a 32 pitch on the 300R on the yellow boat was technically too small. It would still hit the limiter, which is why I would have mixed results. Some days I would have 100 out of it. Other days I would run 99 or 98. It was just kind of depended on where the limiter was that day, what the temperature was, those kind of things. And so, but that's, at the time, those were the two props that I ran the most. And so I really wanted to see what the results look like with those. And so that's what you see. So on the 30 Pro Max, when you get all said and done, what did it look like? Not a huge surprise, right? Like it is a small prop. It already got out of the hole good, accelerated good. So shaving some weight out of the boat, did we really see it? Not really. 1.1 seconds quicker to 95 in 54 fewer feet. So a couple boat lengths, not bad. But if you didn't have a data log, you'd probably never notice it. Then you take a look at the 32 Pro Max, and that's where you start to see what did shaving 100 pounds out of the boat really do for you. And at this given day, we were 98 miles an hour with the Pro Max this day. And so what do you see? You see 1.6 second quicker to 98 and 157 fewer feet. So that's a lot of boat lengths. You're definitely going to feel that. But I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to take the testing one step further and say, what does it do with a full live well? Because that's a real good, hey, some days I'm really loaded down with gear. Other days I'm really loaded down with gear and I have a full live well. Other times I'm just loaded up with passengers, right? And so I wanted to see, well, what does it do when you start to really load the boat up? And so I filled the live well up, ran the test again. And, that's where you see something really significant. If you look at the AGM batteries were 27.4 seconds to 90 miles an hour. The lithium battery setup did it 19.6, so 7.8 seconds quicker to 90 miles an hour. You look to the next column over, you did it in almost 600 feet less. And so that is significant. So no way you're not going to tell that. That's, if you look at it, that's like a 5 or 6 second hole shot dropping down to a 3 second hole shot. Improvement across the mid-range, improvement acceleration through the top end. It just moved weight so much easier because it had less weight in the boat inherently. And so phenomenal job. Again, I think it's expected, but it's always cool to really see the numbers and the data. And so that's what we do here. And so it was a fun test. I'm glad we got to come back, revisit it, put some data out there. And so I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye.